Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Godzilla podcast. A bonus episode here today. I am Joe.
This is Drew coming to you from Godzilla Island.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do this just like we did
Zone
Fighter, which means we should probably have the sound on your TV.
I turned it on mute because Joe, actually, before we started recording, I did not show Joe, or have him listen to, rather, this music. Okay, Joe. So at the title screen for, of course, we went to Sumo Gorilla. Listen to this for a second. Okay, it's restarting right now.
What?
It's very hyped. J-Rock? All I can make out, obviously, is the Ghidorah. Like, this was to get you pumped. I can only imagine. We know very little about the Godzilla Island series, but imagine for you people around our age, I'm sure they did it before the 90s as well, toy commercials. Toy commercials that got you stoked to beg your parents to get you to go out and purchase these figures or a Nerf gun or whatever the heck they were advertising. This is a big toy commercial.
Okay, well, we've got many parts of this toy commercial. I think we should probably see how long story one is before we decide how many we're going to do.
So when we refer to stories, that's going to be an episode. Disc 1 apparently has, and it's got a legit menu, because when we did Zone Fighter, it was very much the DVDs we received as if you were to create a DVD with a menu yourself. It's the blue screen.
That's what this looks like too to me.
Well, it does, but it's slightly upgraded because there's like some moving graphics.
Someone had Apple DVD Maker or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and this is the first time I ever noticed our DVDs came off of Amazon Basics DVDRs. I was like, ooh,
nice.
Like Sumo Gorilla went a little cheap. I mean, you know, I'm sure it works the same, but I get a lot of Amazon Basics stuff. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Story 1. If you've purchased these off Sumo Gorilla with us,
we're going to have episode bleed again because we haven't seen this before. We're not going to pre-watch it. It's not in English.
No subtitles.
We're just going for it.
This is our pleasure. Okay. Story 1, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
You just confused a bunch of people.
Oh my gosh, maybe not. Oh no, Joe, do we have to click on every single one? I
don't know.
Please.
We'll find out.
So
never mind.
It didn't actually start.
Attack of the Giant UFO.
When we clicked Story 1, there are 5 parts to Story 1 that are going to be about 3 minutes each.
3 times 5, 15?
Yeah.
That is right?
I'm just settling in my disappointment and what's going to occur here.
Just start it.
Attack of the Giant UFO. 3, 2, 1. That is, what do we call these?
Another menu?
This is short 1 of Story 1. Wow.
Okay, so
the same music from the menu.
Are we gonna get a?
This is like a sitcom,
no.
a sci-fi, tokusatsu, of course. Oh wow,
okay.
We're introducing our live-action characters. Oh no, have you ever seen Red Dwarf, Joe? Any Red Dwarf? It's a really famous.
Is that the British
sci-fi comedy?
Spoof of
well, it's kind
Star
of
Trek.
Yeah, somewhat. It's like a sci-fi.
All right, so
comedy.
some quick credits, and then we get the opening shot from Star Wars. As far as I go, just really cheap.
Yeah, we just saw a little floating droid that looked like what the
Earth.
That was
UFO.
Joe, that UFO had an island on top of it.
That's Godzilla Island.
Yeah, but that UFO that was coming into frame, from behind the camera, that thing had an island on top of it.
Oh.
Toys.
Oh, this is awful, Drew. Okay, we're being introduced to Godzilla Island. We're seeing a bunch of toys kind of roaming around peacefully on Godzilla Island.
Yes.
Gado?
Guess what, Joe? There are no episode summaries for these either. Oh, this guy looks so entertained.
This
man's in full military regalia, lazy, in he had his head back, just looking like he could care less where he was at as his chair rotated around to his introduction. That man looks American-Japanese to me.
No,
he's definitely Japanese, but he looks like he's trying to appeal to
I think he's got
international audience.
Features, I think is what he's got.
That little floating robot. That's exactly what I was referring to when I said Red Dwarf, because I can't see that in a serious sci-fi series.
Oh, man. I don't know how we're going to do commentaries on this, Drew. It's like, we got to, like... Do we have to tell people what's going on right now? Because it's crazy.
We're going to talk. Well,
all right,
it's going to be more
the general
describing...
dude went to sleep.
Because
and the UFO's coming down.
That's
and
the comedy portion of it, Joe.
Attacking
he's probably...
city.
We're going to make up the story for this. This general named General Sushi.
Wow.
General Sushi.
Wow.
Well, what's his name to you, Joe?
His name is General Sushi. Now.
All right. General Sushi is bored of protecting Godzilla Island. Godzilla Island is peaceful in spite of housing all of these monsters. He's like, my job's easy. Here's our theme song kicking in again. A very strange crap. That was it.
Oh my gosh, that was it?
3 minutes goes by quickly, people.
Whoa. Okay, so all that happened was a UFO came to Earth, a dude...
was introduced?
Was complaining, woke up, and then saw...
He was sleeping on his job.
God, what? What is going on?
I can't even select the second story. It doesn't let me select the second story.
Hold on. Let me see your controller. Use that D-pad there, buddy. Oh, what?
It skips past. There we go.
What?
Okay, we got to it.
Okay, there's a glitch in the
menu system.
Okay,
in the well, 3, 2, 1.
It happens when
go.
they change something.
Episode 2. Sorry, short 2 of story 1.
This is obnoxious.
It's going to happen that we describe it more in depth until we get used to what the series is all about.
Oh, okay.
Joe, oh my gosh. Okay, I just started having a panic attack. 256 of these.
Okay.
We're going to be clicking through 256 of these shorts.
Wow.
Okay, we're having a recap already.
Okay.
So the 3 minutes includes a recap.
Here's
apparently.
what I've decided: UFO looks like a rice hat.
Oh, okay, yes, it did.
Over the Earth.
I was going to say a pyramid, but it is cylindrical. Wow. Even the UFO.
It's a cone.
Yeah, it's less racist. We already have General Sushi.
So General Sushi and his robot. What's his robot's name?
Pawn. Sure.
Pawn Shore?
No, I said pawn.
Pawn. P-A-W-N?
Yeah, sure. You can say pawn to make it sound...
Pawn Shore?
make it sound exotic. Pawn.
Okay.
He's a little orange ball.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
General Sushi has dispatched 3 robots off of Godzilla Island in order to fight this. And they were all just destroyed.
Oh man. He just took out Mechagodzilla and
I think it was
Ghidorah
Jaguar and Ghidorah.
Yeah, Jaguar. That's crazy.
Bear in mind, every time we mention a monster, it's a toy. It's an action figure. These action figures... these aliens are sexy zillions? Because they have the garb of zillions from Astro Monster. General Sushi talking pretty, I don't know. He doesn't seem too distressed to be talking to an alien.
They're arguing. So Miss Zillion and...
She's goading him along.
Mr. Sushi.
She seems very confident. And Mr. Sushi... We've already downgraded him from General to just Mr. because
Sushi.
He's alone on this giant base. Oh,
so she's making a threat of some kind.
The budget for this series seems extremely low.
This is...
So these shorts, to get in depth with what the series was, I don't know when they aired.
So a red thing was floating towards the UFO. What's going to happen is what the narrator is saying right now.
General Sushi was just as confused as the audience because that red object that was flying towards the UFO was not dispatched by General Sushi. It came out of nowhere. So there's a third party involved. I'm guessing, Joe, it's that little girl that it showed on the back of the DVD cover. Because before we start episode 3, or short 3, Joe has to figure out how to get to it.
You can talk over the credits. Torema appears. 3, 2, 1, go.
Torema appears is the name of the short. Okay. I opened up my package, which contained Godzilla Island, sent to me by Sumo Gorilla. I opened it up backwards, apparently, not knowing. I saw the back of the DVD cover, and there was people on it in like a Brady Bunch-esque like little diagram of pictures. There's like 12 pictures in total.
It's whoever made this DVD made their own little...
Yeah, to show off characters from the series. But the reason I was immediately distraught and thought, wait, did they send me the right thing? It's because I had no idea that there was live action in this series.
Yeah.
We thought it would just be action figures.
We just thought it would be Godzilla and stuff.
Apparently,
And
as far as
with monsters.
as far as
on Godzilla Island.
I thought the action figures would speak, the monsters, but apparently we are getting a human story.
The aliens surprised at the red
one.
thing going to the UFO.
And this UFO has already destroyed, again, King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, and Jet Jaguar, so very powerful. This orange floating ship seems to actually go toe-to-toe with this giant UFO. She's retreating. Wow.
Drew, was this filmed on DV tape?
It was, Joe. 3-minute shorts, bumpers for something. If anyone can describe to us when this series aired, like in what format it aired in, I was right. It's the girl.
Ooh.
Wow, Joe.
Yeah.
Whoo.
Yep. There's a nice little...
immediate love interest.
She's in like a half a Britney Spears...
a Michael Jackson type.
Michael Jackson sort of like leather thing.
There is no way that her outfit was not inspired by the Michael Jackson Thriller garb. Yeah, because that is a red leather jacket.
She's got some contacts in to make her eyes look weird.
Yeah, she's got to look...
Well, is she a janitor? Is she a janitor?
No,
He's giving her
there's the
mop.
comedy. She saved him, General Sushi, from the UFO attack. Her introduction. She teleported herself into General Sushi's base. She's confidently introducing herself to the general, and he says, "Oh, great, you're here. You can do the custodial work." Hands her a mop. She's like, "No way! I just saved you from this UFO." Again, we have no subtitles, so I'm just getting all this. Oh my goodness, SpaceGodzilla.
Oh,
That's actually a fairly well-detailed SpaceGodzilla. I wonder if they just took that from the movie.
Yep.
We'll have to see.
To be continued, Drew. Godzilla.
These shorts comprise different story arcs, and we're currently about to start short 4, which comprises story 1. All right, short 4. Godzilla Sortie. 3, 2, 1, go. This is just going to be obnoxious for you guys.
It is totally going to be obnoxious.
Godzilla Sortie. What does sortie mean, Joe? Sortie.
Godzilla Sortie. Well,
I love the backdrop to the general because they're introduced.
Sortie. I'm talking into my phone.
These shorts do have a full intro, every single one of them, Joe. When you look at an episode for an actual TV series, a full-length episode, 22 minutes, the opening might be 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, the opening to this 3-minute short is 30 seconds.
Well, thank
30
goodness.
seconds. I hope that actually includes the full 3 minutes. I hope it takes up part of that.
A sortie is an attack made by troops coming out from a position of defense.
Wow. So it's an actual word.
That's a word.
SORTE, an attack made on troops coming out of a position of defense.
Yeah.
So Godzilla, being part of that troop that's defending Godzilla Island, SpaceGodzilla has appeared.
That's right.
This is literally a dude holding up the action figure and
Can you
rising.
See his hand? Can you see his hand?
I bet you can.
For it.
Okay.
Okay, so there's some stop motion in here.
Yeah. I mean, these figures are movable.
Did they make rubber
to
casts
a degree
of the figures that they're about to sell?
Possibly.
Oh, that's my alarm to remind me to feed the horses.
Joe, you better get on feeding those horses.
Nah, that's okay. Someone's home, so I don't have to do that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
they used the cheapest video editor to edit in a beam blast. The
Zillion actress.
She's very eccentric.
And she's very attractive, so.
Would you say she overacts? No.
A little bit, but I mean, it looks like it's about right for this television show.
Yeah, for the tone we're going for these shorts, true. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with our good female. She's got a little belt holster. Oh my gosh, I think there's a skull on her black leather belt, included black leather holster with a blaster pistol.
Leather makes everything better.
Well, it sure does her right.
Except for running shorts. That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Chafing.
Yeah. I mean, I was just kind of hinting at it, but you can just say it out loud.
Full on. I'm meaning your thighs, Joe.
Wow, nothing happened in that episode.
No.
SpaceGodzilla attacked a thing.
I think
like a nuclear reactor.
No, I think those domes that he was attacking was where General Sushi.
General Sushi.
I just learned a new word, so I'm trying to, include it in my vocabulary.
It's funny though. Now that you learned that new word, you're gonna hear it all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be using it all the time.
An unbeatable team. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
SpaceGodzilla attacked the dome that General Sushi was in. That's what that little dome was.
Us just sorting out the the story as it goes along in little bite-sized pieces. Why can't it just play the whole thing?
Can somebody please? Two things we need. I work a lot. I don't have the time for this. Take these clips, cut out all the intros, fuse them together. So all you have to do is click play and you get a full episode. That's what I was hoping we would get.
And that's a good idea, man. Get to work.
No. I have neither the technological know-how nor the drive.
Yeah, it's not that much know-how. You just got to rip it.
Hey, Joe, you sound like you know how to do this.
You got to rip it, and then you got to
Joe,
drag it into
all you do is
Premiere
podcast. Joe, this sounds like a good little...
All I do is podcasts, huh?
And an occasional FedEx route.
Oh, that's true. Man, FedEx this week, dude.
These zooms. Okay, they're fighting.
Godzilla, but it's really just the camera.
Godzilla. Like the camera's doing more movement than the figures.
Around.
A lot of editing.
It does look exactly like my video footage when I was a kid.
Yeah, it really does.
Minus when we videoed doing action figures.
Minus Joe, as you said, they have the benefit of having what seemed to be, as you stated, rubber molds of the figures they were selling, because there is a slight amount of animation. The jaws are moving up and down. The arms are certainly not fully posable or movable, but they're wobbling around.
True. Look how cheap this thing is. It's one room.
It looks Red Dwarf, which is just a low.
Nutso.
I only saw a few episodes of Red Dwarf before I gave up. It was funny. It's certainly got a huge cult following. I don't think that it ever had, at least at the beginning, a big budget. But, if you got big dreams, that's what Godzilla Island's got. And the girl who saved General Sushi at the beginning, she appears to have just taken his wallet from him. Wow, this was the quickest fight encounter establishing our good guys and the bad guys. The Zillion woman is gloating over her near-successful attack on Godzilla Island because, Joe, it happened so quickly. I believe Godzilla...
Is Space Godzilla from her?
No, perhaps he was. I mean, Joe, we could have found out in dialogue if it wasn't all in Japanese.
I know, these stupid Japanese people making Japanese shows. Speaking Japanese.
I think I'm turning Japanese, Joe. I really think so.
Don't think you are, because otherwise you'd be able to understand.
Referencing a song.
Are you?
I think I'm turning Japanese.
Drew, that was episode 1.
That was story 1, Joe.
Yeah, the story 1 out of 7 on the disc.
Oh my goodness. Can I not? Trying to navigate this menu is a nightmare. Okay. What happened in story 1? Was
a UFO came to Earth and SpaceGodzilla attacked.
Introduced our characters. We named them all.
Yeah.
We named one.
Oh, man.
Story 2
is a lot longer. A sudden giant battle starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Godzilla podcast where we give you no time.
This is going to test Drew's patience.
Well, Joe, are you? Are you not tested?
Really, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're laid back, I'm going to attempt to be as laid back as possible.
I mean, we could approach this because honestly, no one's going to just click play every time we go through these things. Let's just say we're on story 2, and we just. I'm
going to give it a quick 3, 2, 1, Joe. There are diehards.
All right.
I've given the
Maybe
Zillion lady.
Just put it up on YouTube with the video footage.
Tell me whether or not I'm clever, Joe. The Zillion overlord woman, the only Zillion that is probably going to appear in the series. What if we call her Zoe? Zillion. Yeah.
Wow.
Just Zoe.
Zoe Zillion. No, it needs to be Zoe Zillion.
General Sushi,
Zoe Zillion.
What's the girl's name? Can we just call her Mikey?
Michelle Jackson.
Michelle. Okay, Michelle. Michelle has just walked into frame. I love how they're blue screened in, Joe.
Wait, are they blue screened in?
Yeah, I really think they are. This was the 90s, so, better blue screen.
I think they're in the same set that they were in. It's just DV tape. So it has that kind of fuzz around
kind of an
everything.
outline of the people
dude.
being...
They did not shoot this with film.
No.
I promise you.
Whoa. King Caesar with some...
It's with the dinosaur from King Kong Escapes. It's got to be that dinosaur.
No. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you're right.
It's just a T-Rex, right? Or something like that. Anyway.
No, he has a name.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Someone's yelling.
He did a jump
podcast.
attack.
So the monsters are fighting and the people are talking about it.
And we don't understand a damn thing.
Recently, Drew.
Yeah, Joe. Because
I was reading Akira Kurosawa's autobiography.
Is that the Stephen Rifle?
No, autobiography. Akira Kurosawa's.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got that mixed up with the Honda one.
Not Ishiro Honda. Okay. Not yet. The reason why not yet is because I got like 40 pages in that book, so I'm just gonna finish that one up before I move on to Ishiro Honda's biography.
How? Okay.
Which I did purchase, and I read the first few pages of it. It seemed really good. There's a monster flying towards the island.
That was King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
It had 3 tails and was gold.
The soundtrack. Anyway, I found out, they seemed pretty close, those two filmmakers. Like, they worked together as assistant directors for years.
Yeah, and...
under the same director supervision.
All right, story 2, short 2,
Mothra's Persuasion.
3, 2, 1.
They know we're on story 2.
Just in case they get lost.
We'll tell them when we're on
and
story
anyway,
3.
Akira Kurosawa autobiography.
So, it was just interesting hearing all that kind of go. He'll just mention Honda all the time. And it's like, I talked to Honda the other day, thinking about our old director that used to, train us basically. So it was an interesting system. I got to learn a little bit about the Japanese studio system over
awesome. There. You'll have to enlighten our audience.
And so Kurosawa. Okay, monsters are still fighting.
Pawn, Dr. Sushi. Wow.
They're fighting.
Dr. Sushi, General
People
Sushi, Pawn, and Michelle are all still at the base. Ghidorah is about to enter.
There's purple subtitle. That is quite...
It's bad. And they're using
showing
clips from the 70s. This is Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster. Yep, because that's the one where Rodan, Mothra, larva form, and Godzilla versus Ghidorah. I didn't expect them to be using clips from the movies. Yep, they are.
Yeah, instead of just toys.
Yeah.
But you got to sell the toys. Where's the toy commercial that happens right after?
Joe, this whole thing is the toy commercial.
Oh, he's just talking.
Yeah.
No, it is Mothra. Mothra's talking.
I hope. Oh, I hope. No, that's Pawn.
Pawn is translating what the monsters are saying.
So they're acting as if this is new footage. Oh my goodness, this series. They're acting as if the footage from King Ghidorah, and you guys know the sequence. In King Ghidorah, Mothra tries to persuade...
The reason why King Ghidorah sucks.
I like that movie. Mothra larva form tries to persuade Godzilla and Rodan, who are fighting, to team up to fight Ghidorah. They use that clip in this as if it was new, as if he was speaking to General Sushi, and the little floating droid, we call him Pawn, the little orange globe, was translating what Mothra was saying to General Sushi. That was all just the clip from that old movie.
Wow.
And then they have now cut to action figures. A stark difference.
Beautiful. Yeah. Ghidorah in a repeated shot. Ghidorah just kind of like floating around. Someone's holding him by his tail. To be continued.
The gold on that figure, not half bad. I like how on these figures you can very much see where the pieces fit together, as in these seams. Seams on the figures are
there is almost
highly visible.
No info on this show, by the way.
Yeah, we got lucky enough that on Zone Fighter somebody did the dignity. They gave the series the respect to do episode summaries. There are no episode or story summaries.
Confrontation, Torema versus
Zaguresu.
Zaguresu. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
It says Confrontation.
I see that.
Conf-
I can see the spelling mistake on the
Joe,
DVD,
do you
yes.
want to look up what Confrontation means?
No, I don't, because I'm pretty sure it's not a word. I mean, if it is, it's like really.
It's an attack of troops from an attacking position rather than a defending position. A sortie is an attack from a defending position.
Doesn't sortie sound like a?
It sounds
like a slang term for something,
like a British slang term.
Yeah, those Brits.
You sortie.
Yeah.
That's my horrible.
That was great,
but,
Drew.
yeah.
You should just talk the whole episode.
I definitely shouldn't.
Ever since I heard you cries through this house.
Who's that?
That's my Michael Kai.
Michael Kai. Oh, Joe, there was so much that I wanted to speak on, but now
she's very okay. So Zoe Zillion is very happy.
I think she's like malicious. She delights in the pain of others, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When we say she's a Zillion,
she's
wearing the same costume
she's
as
covering
the
up
Zillions were in
the
Astro
pain
Monster.
of being an actress in this thing.
What the heck? Okay,
she dodged a laser bullet.
She has a sword. Zoe Zillion versus Michelle. Michelle Jackson. Michelle plays dirty. She shot at her the moment she teleported down to Earth. Zoe teleported from the UFO down to Earth. This is like camcorder footage, Joe.
Oh man, this is like high school video, dude.
It actually is. Wow.
Michelle totally
has
just
two daggers
out. They're just totally
versus
hanging
Zoe's
out.
sword.
They're hanging out in the I don't know, just a grass area.
Yep, this is totally a park.
It's just a park somewhere, and they're having a sword fight.
I'd better see a person walking in the background off like a park trail.
I'm trying to figure out why Zoe Zillion.
We almost got an upskirt there. Oh my gosh! She fell on the ground, and the camera was just high enough.
Okay.
Well, she's wearing shorts. Okay, good. Yeah. Because I think that Zoe's wearing a skirt.
Those are some real plastic swords, too, man.
I know, obviously, because the way they're holding them is as if they have no weight.
Happened?
She just spit a red. Oh, okay.
What's the Mortal Kombat character that
Reptile.
does that? It's Reptile.
Zoe just spit.
It's Cyrax or one of the
Are you talking about the one that has the blades
with the mesh,
for arms?
with the mesh thing, and he's all, and he like holds the character.
Probably just
in the
Cyrax.
Mesh.
I don't know.
Cyrax.
That sounds like a Mortal Kombat.
She just pulled one of those, but she spat it like Reptile.
Yep, and it was this green orb that
it was a green net.
Yeah.
That's how I saw
it took down Michelle. Yeah. Okay.
Godzilla Awakens, starting in
please, okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Joe, yeah, if you were to create a fan film, like, that's about the quality you get.
That's right.
Nobody, we repeat, nobody needs to watch this series. Well, please just listen to our commentaries on them.
Okay, so
if you feel like torturing yourself.
The studio system in Japan.
Yeah. Something enlightening and interesting.
They came in
Go for it.
as assistant directors, both Kurosawa and Honda.
In Toho?
Okay. They were hired as like trainees to be assistant directors, and then they became assistant directors through some program that Toho was doing.
Yeah.
And I think they said 500 people applied, and 8 people got the job. Including Kurosawa and Honda. I'm not sure if it was on the same slew of
Did you gather from the Kurosawa biography, how were they selected as in? Had they had prior filmmaking experience?
They had to do some sort of essay on Japanese film today.
Oh, okay.
And
which
then
for them would have been in
they had an interview and stuff. That would have been 30s.
Oh, really? That far back? Wow.
Yeah. And so they talked about that, and he got the gig. Kurosawa did.
Yeah. Of course he did.
And then they both came under a director whose name is slipping me right now. It was mentioned in
while
both,
you're looking it up. Michelle recovered from that spit attack, and much like I want to say their size, Raphael of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. His weapons, I want to say their size. They're little hand. They're really short, but he can use them to disarm somebody with, say, a sword. That's totally what Michelle just did with her knives. She formed an X to grab with the daggers, to grab Zoe's sword and disarmed her, and then she laughed and teleported away back to her UFO.
I'm looking. I gotta Google Kurosawa's mentor.
We have
Kajiro Yamamoto. That's the name of the director.
I've heard the Yamamoto.
Yeah, I mean that's a name I've come across many times.
Okay,
I think it's a
so
pretty
more
common family name.
Okay. Gotcha.
So this dude also he directed a crap ton of movies back. Throughout his whole life, but Kurosawa and Honda were both assistant directors that were trained by him to eventually become. So what an assistant director would become would either be a director or they would become like a line producer. A line producer is someone who
never even heard of that.
Who is the on-set business supervisor dude.
Victory Reparation started in 3, 2, 1. What just happened was Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla started fighting King Ghidorah. Go on, Joe.
Yeah. So they'll become either one of those as an assistant director. An assistant director is the guy on set who tries to keep everybody on time and also assists the director in in moving extras around and stuff like that.
Sure.
So if the director has to direct a big scene, oftentimes assistant directors will help with the smaller different things, while the director of course has his eye on the big picture / the main actors. But usually the assistant director is the a-hole on set who's telling everybody to hurry up.
Phrase,
let's go. Come on, we only got this. We got this many minutes to do the shot. Come on, guys, get over there. Chop. That's the assistant director's job. And it was interesting learning about how Yamamoto would treat his assistant directors. Apparently, he was really kind to them.
Okay, wow.
And that he would try to train them up to become directors if they were interested in doing that.
That takes a concerned effort.
And what he would do these when they got the time, he would sit them down or go to lunch, and then he'd be like, "Okay, you got to make up a story right now," and then he'd judge the story and it would be a back and forth process between the
really
assistant directors and himself, and eventually he had him start writing, and he made him start writing. I think he did. I think he told him to write 1 page a day. And both of them eventually became at least part-time screenwriters, but Kurosawa especially became a huge screenwriter.
Yeah.
And then eventually a director, and they both became directors, but after Yamamoto. So it was really cool to see that. They would get drunk with him and stuff. And then eventually they were both pressured, I think, into getting married. It's time for you to get married.
So Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan just defeated Ghidorah. He's lying at the bottom of the ocean. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Zoe just revived him. Go on.
I wonder how much back and forth this is going to be in this show. She is way over the top, dude.
An absurd amount. Oh yeah, she's hamming it up ridiculously. Every motion she has to go through, her laugh, her I'm sure she's accentuating every movement to the nth degree. She's just enjoying herself. It's very obvious.
Anyway, I am very excited to get to... Okay, let's see. King Ghidorah's Revenge, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is about the middle of the shorts that comprise story 2 on this disc.
Wow. What? Okay.
We're going to see this opening 256 times. I hope that they update the opening after a while.
On the Godzilla Wikia.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, big question mark on the created by.
You had better go to Wikizilla if you're going to look up anything. I'll do that as well. Because the Godzilla Wikia, just avoid it at all costs. Wikizilla is comprised of wikizilla.org, I want to say. Comprised of the people who started out
Wikizilla,
doing Godzilla.wikia.org or whatever.
Sorry,
they abandoned the Godzilla Wikia in favor of Joe, what did I just say?
They abandoned
Godzillapedia?
Wikizilla.
I was like, why can I not think of the name of their actual
just said it.
No,
okay. A girl
my attention is split 3 ways.
Tank top lying on a bed, and the Dr. Sushi is General Sushi is
Dr.
like
General Mr. Sushi.
praying to her. I don't know what's going on there.
So, although Michelle escaped from the clutches of Zoe and appeared to be unharmed at that moment, she stumbled in later to General Sushi and was actually pretty bruised and battered. She's laying down on like a medical table.
Okay, produced by Asai K. Air dates were from October 6th, 1997 to September 30th, 1998 on Nippon Television.
Certainly heard that before.
Japanese television. Japanese television. Nippon Television Network Corporation was established in 1952 and began to broadcast in 1953, making it the first commercial television broadcaster in Japan.
I think you are right, because the way he's interacting with the scene, General Sushi, you're so right. It looked blue screened in because of the extremely low
resolution
quality of the film stock that this is.
It's not film stock.
It's like the camera.
It's video.
Camcorder, yeah. It creates a weird effect around the characters so that they look like they're blue screened into the.
It's not quite. I do think it's in 24 frames per second, which makes me think it's in DV tape instead of straight up video, because video is in 30 frames a second.
I'm going to also look up Godzilla Island on, plug them, Wikizilla.
That's, yeah. Welcome to the Wikipedia page I'm on too. Okay, A Miracle Born of Desperate Willpower, which is a mouthful of a title there.
I love it. It is so hard. It is so hard to navigate this menu.
No, I think
you got it.
What? I had to go through that like 19 times?
3, 2, 1, go.
It's too late. I clicked it early. Oh, Drew.
Joe.
It's obnoxious.
This would have been something that we could have produced as teenagers, minus the costumes. I mean, if we had the action figures, totally. This is totally doable.
I mean, if we had some like gumption, we could have done the costumes too.
Well, and so the two things I could see that we could have done the costumes before we could have done the backdrop of like General Sushi where he's at, and also there isn't as much movement on the set of the UFO for Zoe.
Was she wearing that underneath the leather jacket?
Didn't appear to have been, but I guess she might have been.
Okay, I'm sorry, just a black tank top. I mean,
yeah, because he, just like in every series, when somebody faints, they take off their shirt or they open up their coat or blah blah blah. I just rewatched Night of the Living Dead, and when the main character has to punch out the woman who's like just going into this panic.
Can we repeat again how good that freaking movie is?
Night of the Living Dead. It's my favorite movie of all time.
So good.
Yeah, I've watched it. I watched it on my birthday because that is the movie I wanted to watch on my birthday. Wait, is that not
the same chick?
No, it totally is. You're talking about Michelle, yeah. Yeah,
Michelle Jackson. Oh yeah, she is wearing the black tank top underneath.
But yeah, so Ghidorah has come back more powerful than ever. In spite of its few flaws, that movie, I can forgive them and extol its virtues.
I don't know what flaws you're talking about. I thought it was great.
There are, upon watching it like literally a dozen times at this point for me, there's little things, but they're so small. It's an amazing movie for being on a shoestring budget. First film, at least full film that I'm aware of, by George Romero and his crew. They worked tirelessly on that project.
King Ghidorah is giving little kisses to Godzilla. Oh, and then she just put her wrists in a cross, and then
a effect came on the screen, like ripples.
Ripple effect happened, and apparently she's affecting Ghidorah from far away, looking on a screen.
What are her powers? Who is Michelle? What? It's like General Sushi, this poor man that's just sitting on Godzilla Island. The monsters are fine. He's sitting there.
Oh my gosh.
General Sushi just has been stationed there because he's an incompetent boob who can't do anything but he can't do anything but sit and have a mindless job because there's no reason there actually needs to be a guard on post there, but he's there.
So is this like a destroy all monsters situation where all the Godzillas or all the monsters are on the island and they can't leave?
See, I would feel so much more comfortable.
Torema's will.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Go.
I would feel so much more comfortable calling Godzilla Island, not the series, but the island that they're on, Monster Island, because that's what it is.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the name Godzilla in it.
Exactly. So that's why they gotta sell us these action figures. We have not really talked about these figures. There's been many of them on screen, and we've cut between footage from Heisei-era Godzilla movies, Showa-era Godzilla movies, action figures, and live action. I'm telling you, this series is all over the place. When it was showing Godzilla footage from the 70s films and 60s, Godzilla looked drastically different than the figure we're shown and the Godzilla that it showed from the Heisei-era movie clips. I don't know how you can just rationalize that in your head unless you're like a child watching this.
You mean if you're a child watching the children's short?
Joe, I'm taking this in all seriousness.
Oh, please don't.
I'm not.
You will.
I'll die.
You'll die.
My brain will start.
You may have a heart
burning
attack.
White smoke out my ears.
Well, she seems really dazed after the power move that she just pulled there.
So, you're right. She absolutely has contacts in, but she has less. Her features are slightly, and I'm talking mostly about her eyes, less Asian than like a typical Japanese person. So,
Drew, you're saying that because she has blue eyes,
and that's the only reason. Also, they're not as
she has contacts,
not as closed. I don't. She's just supposed to be mysterious, Joe. What her face looks like.
Is that what she's supposed to be? I don't think she is supposed to. She's mysterious to us because we don't hear her talking.
But also, she just showed up out of nowhere, Joe. Because what we were afraid of, a.k.a. General Sushi was afraid of, was this Zillion woman, Zoe, that came down and wants to destroy everything. What the heck?
Is this a flashback to her fighting something?
That was so low quality. My heart hurts. Oh, you missed it, Joe. I'm so glad you missed it.
I saw half of it. I saw her.
The other half
I saw
was
the monster
horrible.
for a second, and then
so you saw the part with the monster.
Yeah, I didn't really get a good look at the monster.
Movie studio editor programs from the 90s on your home PC, Windows 95. If you're, I don't know,
you couldn't have edited video on 95. Sorry.
Oh, you couldn't have. Okay,
No.
Then this would be early 2000s home editing software. That's about on par with the effects we're getting here. The choppy,
pretty great.
horrible for something that aired on television. That Godzilla was horrific. He was this really ugly shade of green. All right, Zaguresu won't give up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's that girl's name. Zaguresu is the Zillion woman. That's the Zillion woman.
Zoe Zillion.
Hey, I didn't even notice that. I'm clever.
I don't.
Pat on my own back.
Yeah, it starts with a Z.
That footage looked bad. That's all I'm going to say.
All the footage looks bad, Drew.
To varying degrees, but some worse than others, yes. Joe, I was so happy when I saw that you were reading, or at least own the...
I read some of it.
The Ishiro Honda autobiography.
Yeah,
that you
that's
have
what I'm saying. I read a little bit of it. I
I'm
will
jealous.
read the rest of it.
Although we're past our Honda.
Yeah, it's not on paperback yet, so I got to pay the full on. I know.
I tried to look it up on Audible. No, of course there's not. Not a large
I
enough
will.
demand. Joe, you do it.
I will do the Audible.
Just give it to audible.com. Say, hey, give me a couple pennies for every download.
Oh boy,
I like Pawn. He's cute. He's growing on me. The little floating orange orb. He's got 2 headlights on the front of him and a black stripe. He's not too detailed, and he floats around.
it was written by Takahiko Masuda. Oh, really? That name sounds really familiar. And directed by Shun.
Ooh, we get some 3D footage.
Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking we're getting back in Michelle. Here we are, Joe. Back again. It's like a filter. It's an early... What?
They're on green screen.
Joe.
They're on blue screen, sorry. Probably.
That was a lot of Godzillas. Are you just going to pass over how there were 3 Godzillas on screen?
Are those Godzillas? They just
once?
look like T-Rexes to me.
No, those all look like Godzilla. And there was...
What is up with the color in this thing?
It's a really weird... It's like the negative filter. That's what it is. When you have this cheap movie editing software and you say, your list of pre-selected filters for the footage you're using, that's just the negative filter. It's a flashback from Michelle. Okay. So Michelle is the zone fighter of this series because she obviously came from a planet that was under attack by Zoe, and she just landed here on Earth. She's passed out cold again.
Gosh, she passed out again.
Joe, I like how this series is already playing with us in that the females are so helpless while doing everything.
They're not.
General Sushi has done nothing.
The other chick is, she's cackling.
General Sushi has looked concerned, and okay, never mind. I already forgot. He sent off a mecha, a King Ghidorah-esque figure. It might have been a mecha King Ghidorah.
Yeah, he put out all he had right at the beginning.
And they were just destroyed, annihilated, showing the power of Zoe.
Because I would like to see him. Torema Eternal, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is, of course, the final short for Story 2.
Takahiko Masuda did not come up as a filmmaker. There is another person, I'm pretty sure, a different person, named Takahiko Masuda.
And
who is Dr. Takahiko Masuda.
But what does this person have to do with Godzilla Island again? Refresh me.
Writer.
Wow.
But apparently...
I would have buried
this is
that
doubtful that this is the same person.
Okay.
A cultural psychologist and associate professor at the University of Alberta. Received his MA
from America?
Kyoto University in 1996 under the supervision...
Alberta, Canada? Wow.
Yeah, man. Would it be another
that's
Alberta?
The only Alberta I'm aware of. So the writer for Godzilla Island is apparently a psychologist that was at one point at a university in Alberta doing something. Definitely not the same person.
I really doubt it.
Same name.
He won Book of the Year award at the Japanese Society of Social Psychology Book of the Year award. That's a really redundant statement on there. He said Book of the Year award. His Wikipedia page has not been looked after very much.
Joe, you better edit that thing. Oh, Ghidorah just left. She has her hands on her chest.
She is just...
she's dead.
She's asleep.
Michelle is laying on her back with her hands crossed over her chest like you would see a corpse at a viewing.
Okay, I did find the writer again.
Joe, you're missing General Sushi's emoting.
Yeah,
he was about to tear up.
She's definitely breathing.
He's known her for
stomach.
40 minutes.
Is she...
Sorry, 40 minutes.
He's talking to us right now.
Well, he's looking just...
He's looking
oh my goodness,
he's
looking at the camera.
And he's talking to us.
This is a long short. Because right at the beginning, Godzilla defeated Ghidorah for the second time in this story.
Now he's moping.
She's just going to show up behind him. There you go.
And then he got hit in the head with a shoe from her.
Oh, the comedy of this
series.
In the
leather jacket.
Oh, the clever writing.
Drew, what if it's a different person? We're just going nuts.
What if there are multiple Michelles? They come. Oh! You remember in Astro Monster, Joe, how Kumi Mizuno's character?
To be continued.
There was a lot of them. There was a lot of Kumi Mizuno's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what Michelle is.
All right,
calling it now. Because
do number 3.
Yep, story 3. Oh, we're just stopping this.
Yep,
done. Main menu.
It'll get done before you get there.
It's true. They're so quick. Oh my!
Oh, the programming on this DVD is awful.
Terrible. Story 3. We're gonna see how many of these we can get through today. Probably only 4 full stories. Oh, good.
Godzilla's Alibi, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Joe, be serious with me now.
No.
Does Godzilla need an alibi? Are you able to get past security as a giant reptile, atomic monster? Sneak into a country.
He is covered with the security cameras all day.
But again, these security cameras couldn't actually capture footage of him because of his atomic
suddenly
radiation.
There's a destroyed city and be like, who did this? Godzilla, was it you?
He's wearing like
And
a
he's
little.
like, no.
He's wearing the goofy nose and glasses mustache
You
combo
can listen
that you
to
get at like the
Rodan,
dollar
man.
store.
He saw me.
That's not Godzilla. Godzilla doesn't have a mustache.
That's my Godzilla. Okay.
Okay.
So we're back in the other planet.
These flashbacks that are in negative filter.
And then she's
that's what
holding a potato
It's a rocket launcher.
Oh, that's
this is obviously
lighting.
some. Yes, it really is. Some time has lapsed since has passed since our last story because Michelle is now awake. Well, Godzilla 1984.
Oh wow, yeah, walking through the city. Look at that.
So Godzilla is apparently definitely
in order to get information on Godzilla, I think they're watching some old videos. I think that actually might be what's happening.
No, Joe, because remember
he's not walking through a city right now, is he?
He is. Just like how in the clip,
is he?
He totally is.
Right now, in the story, Godzilla's walking through a city.
In the last story, we're now in story 3. In story 2, the clip from King Ghidorah, the movie, that was played off as in happening in real time on Godzilla Island. So I'm assuming that they're using this footage from Godzilla 84 when he's walking past the huge miniature with glass on the side.
No, man, totally. They're totally using this as like some kind of old footage because he just like popped out of the sea randomly. I think they're doing some sort of research on
Godzilla.
On Godzilla.
They're looking back. They're like checking him over because Michelle is...
Look at all these movies.
Michelle is proposing. She's like telling General Sushi her memories of, I came from a planet that was destroyed by so many Godzillas because there was like a whole fleet of Godzillas commanded by Zoe taking out her planet.
You know, these shorts aren't even on this writer's, so I actually found the actual writer.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
Does it show? That was the end of it.
Okay, that was tiny.
It stopped on a. It stopped on an image of her saluting General Sushi, and it was really awkward.
Okay, on the next episode, I'll tell you about this writer's credits.
Are you looking at film credits only, or does it also include television series?
Masuda, and it's totally this show is not in his credits, but I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
He definitely dropped that credit. Okay, I'm innocent.
3, 2, 1, go.
And I am innocent, but also that's the name of the short.
All right, so he's got 7 credits on the English language IMDb. TV series from 1991 called Special Rescue Command Soul Brain.
Wow.
1991 and
name.
up. I don't know if that means it's still going. It might be. The crime syndicate is growing stronger. Villains with superpower. The police force has created a new... I'm reading this word for word. The police force has created a new tactical team with 1 male and 1 female with robotics equipment. They are Special Rescue Command Soul Brain. And it looks like Robo Power Rangers.
No, that looks like VR Troopers, Joe. They are the only thing that I'm aware of. That's totally a tokusatsu series that's still running today, I'm sure. Henshin Hero.
Special Rescue Command Soul Brain.
Throwing out all these buzzwords I'm just vaguely aware of.
Then I got another one here.
What? Godzilla has handcuffs. The Godzilla.
Dude, he's been trapped.
How big are those handcuffs?
His alibi was no good.
When you think police handcuffs, literally, that's what the Godzilla figure in this series was in.
Oh my gosh.
I think that General Sushi has handcuffed Godzilla per his crimes because that's the comedy. That's the brilliant comedy of the Godzilla Island series. You have a giant set of handcuffs that General Sushi has handcuffed Godzilla with. He'd better not be talking to them.
Dude.
I think Godzilla is talking with Michelle right now through the video monitor.
Straight to video movie from 1996.
And this is that writer of Godzilla Island.
Okay. What's his face?
What's it called?
Just said his name. Megalopolis Expressway Trial, Max.
These transliterations are just...
Oh, it's the 6th one.
That looks like the Van Damme Time Cop poster.
Oh, no, that's a much higher quality than this is. What are you talking about?
Then
he's got one Mirai Etch.
Joe, and they've put him in prison. Godzilla.
And then they're going to throw
the
Luke.
beloved Godzilla of this podcast.
Godzilla can totally fit through that thing.
Look
at those bars.
Has been imprisoned by General Sushi.
Fit right through
Michelle letting out a sigh of
sadness.
She's sad that he's But immediately after putting Godzilla behind bars, an attack occurs.
There's some flying monsters.
King Ghidorah and Mothra are incoming to the island. I think we're in about the middle of these shorts that comprise story 3.
Oh, I got a movie on here.
Okay, Joe, I'm actually already... This is only story 3, but I'm kind of invested in the series. Oh, yeah.
Wow, I'm really not. Godzilla escapes. 1, 2... Oh, jeez. 3, 2, 1, go.
How many times are we going to flip-flop on who's the excited one for the series and who's the one that's ready to be traumatized?
I'm not ready to be traumatized. I just like to block it off. It's just like, it is what it is.
We've
bonus
chosen
Patreon
the lot that
episode.
we've chosen. I'm really impressed of all the things with Michelle's outfit. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's sweet. It's very... she's able to fight in it pretty well, it appears like. Because she even had the leather jacket on when she was fighting Zoe earlier on the ground in our fan film. Joe, have you ever
seen... That's the kanji for rice field. Okay,
have you ever seen any clips from like fan Star Wars films? Because that's what they do. They go to parks in like their full Jedi Sith garb and they like fight with lights.
Dude, I've made one.
I love you. I'm so happy. Let's see, that was the quality of the footage.
It was so crappy, and we didn't even have Jedi garb. We just were like,
you didn't even have
make a movie.
You know, Joe, you want to know what my friends had growing up? And we went to see Star Wars Episode 3. Is that one? What's
Revenge of the Sith?
I wanted to say Revenge of the Sith, but that sounded wrong for some reason.
You turned her against me.
They wore their homemade Jedi robes into the theater.
Rodan and...
Which was just brown, like, fabric, really heavy brown fabric that was kind of, like, slightly textured.
What is that monster's name?
Which one are we looking at?
Oh, it was Batra.
I see.
Dude, it was
really?
evil Mothra, yeah.
Okay, I have... We have on screen Batra, which Joe's aware of, I'm not. Proto-Mogura. Wow. Megalon. This is a huge attack. So this is the second time we're seeing the reappearance of Michelle's fighter, which is a really ugly little thing. It's straight orange, which would have been very easy for these model painters to paint. There's no detailing on it whatsoever, and I can't tell what it is. It's very small in comparison to Zoe's huge UFO, but because it's smaller, it's obviously more agile, and she's entered the fray. Then she's back with General Sushi just as quick.
Remind you of the computer room in Alien.
Yeah, but a lot more lighting. It's really well lit.
Well, I mean, it's high-key lighting. That's what you call it.
Compared to your, like, horror lighting.
It's low contrast lighting.
Godzilla's escaped.
Oh, man. He made it through the giant bars somehow.
It's called atomic breath. They didn't use their...
it's like they don't even know about atomic breath, dude.
They didn't spray them with the anti-atomic breath coating.
Yeah.
That would make them... the prison bars, repel atomic breath.
Godzilla Obliteration plan starting in 3, 2, 1. Go.
That is, of course, the second to last short on story 3.
And so far, there's monsters fighting.
That's going to be every episode. Because if you don't have monster fights, why are we watching this? And I cannot emphasize enough, these monster fights are action figures being shaken against each other. There's more action in the camera movements than in the figures themselves, because they do film them from different angles. The camera's pretty shaky in order to indicate action, fighting.
That's right.
They use the cries of these monsters. I'm glad that the action figures are Heisei era figures. They look pretty good for Heisei era.
Takahiko Masuda.
Yeah.
Okay. His next biggest credit on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
It's a looks like it's a television show called Babel 2 Beyond Infinity from 2001 and up. Koichi Kamiya, gosh, guys, sorry.
Koichi Kamiya these Japanese names.
Is a normal student, but one day a mysterious voice wakes him up from his dream and asks him to fight against evil in the name of Babel 2. The next day, he meets Juju Wong and the powerful Lord Yomi, who is trying to gather a powerful group of people with psychotic powers to take over the world.
Wait, but first, psychotic, not psychic?
Psychic.
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
I feel like an idiot right now.
You're fine.
But first, he needs Babel's legacy, a tremendous power which can only be used by Babel's successor. And this successor is, of course, Koichi. with the help of Rotom the Black Panther. Little tie-in there.
How do you spell that? Rotom?
Rohd.
Okay, because there's a
Rotom
Pokemon
or
called
Rotom.
Rotom. Just making sure.
Robros, the giant bird, and Poseidon, the evil robot. He will protect Earth from Miyomi's evil forces.
Was that another credit of this writer?
This is an anime. I do have I have a video, dude.
You want to know what I spent some of my birthday money on? I got Volume 1, the Viz Big edition. So these are huge manga pages, some of which are in color. Dragon Ball Z. The first 3 volumes.
You can just call it Dragon Balls.
Dragon Balls. All right, Dragon Balls.
The Dragon Balls did my grass.
Then I also got Blu-ray, Season 1, just whatever. It's a bunch of episodes. It's an arc, part of an arc. Dragon Ball Z Kai. And then I also got the first 2 films of Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray.
So it turned nighttime and some flip ship was flying around. I don't know what's going on.
What just happened in that last short?
I don't know.
Michelle showed a little bit more of her background. She regretted shooting Godzilla or a Godzilla with a rocket launcher back on her home planet.
A revealed plot we're not going to understand. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
That we have to piece together.
The final of story 3.
I remember the beginning of Zone Fighter. Reminiscence. Wonderful, wonderful reminiscence. Before we got the Sci-Fi Japan episode summaries, this is what we had to do. We were piecing it together. It's not like the series is complex.
There's just fighting going on. The other people are watching it. She seems to have some powers. She came from another planet with Godzillas on it. Godzilla did just escape.
There's been a lot of
there's a ship flying around.
Psychology experiments-based evidence that human beings are really, really good at reading body language. So we can kind of infer what's going on, to a degree. But our knowledge of human body language will only take us so far. Wow.
They wouldn't build a
miniature set. Of course, they don't have the budget to build a miniature set.
Stills of buildings, and then they're putting Godzilla right in front of them.
I'm confused as to whether this is flashback for Michelle or if she's on an Earth city trying to fend off Godzilla.
Oh,
this is poor. What?
Godzilla, did he I
told you, Joe, we have a lot of Godzillas.
There's 2 Godzillas here.
And this is definitely on Earth because General Sushi is interacting with this. Oh my gosh, it's going to turn out to be a Mecha Godzilla. The reveal!
You called it!
The reveal! Oh. Godzilla met Godzilla, and Pawn just went on screen like really up close to the little robot and was like, oh my gosh! Because Godzilla did his atomic breath on the chest of the other Godzilla imposter. It was Mecha Godzilla.
Wow.
Anytime you see 2 Godzillas and it's not a dream, one of them is Mecha Godzilla.
It's not a dream. Something to teach you about bullying and how to fight back.
So they were mistaking all of these bad things that Godzilla, in quotes, was doing, and that's why they locked up Godzilla. Somehow got these probably several
that was Godzilla's alibis because they knew where the real Godzilla was, and there was another Godzilla attacking them. Oh my goodness, Drew.
We just figured it out.
So I was wrong. You were right. Wow. The Zillion chick is real.
There's just so many so many close-ups on Zoe, and she throws her head back laughing so often. She probably threw her neck out several times in the series. When I think of hammy acting, and this is in a good way, I love Bruce Campbell. He's the king of ham acting. That's what I think of when I see her, and I just see
that was story 3, Drew.
Hammy acting.
Story 4.
It's kind of like what you do if you were a theater actor in like a local play, and you really wanted to be like a very villainous villain.
Okay.
It appears as if every other, so the even-numbered stories have a lot of shorts that make up the episode. The odd-numbered stories are made up of about 5 shorts. Story 4 is comprised of 10 to 12 shorts. Here's number 1, Son of Godzilla in 3, 2, 1.
The entire movie.
One thing we haven't mentioned, we have a lot of time to go through the few facts that we do know about the series. There are going to be variants on monsters that we've already seen in the Godzilla movies that show up in this series. One of which appeared to be, he only was shown for a brief second, a proto-Mothra.
Whoa.
Yeah, we already have a different opening.
We got a new opening here, Drew.
They were slightly different.
One of those actresses looked different.
It was Michelle Joe. I think she just had her hair different, but the way
Michelle get fired
after only.
I only saw that. I only looked up and just saw that the actresses were different.
She's
so
being
I don't
badly
know.
mistreated by General Sushi on set, who was a pig.
Okay, so all the monsters are just like
That's
chilling.
the name. That's the name of the T-Rex
And Godzilla's
monster.
like doing a George Clooney army speech. Okay, Michelle's still here.
No, she looked a little different in that opening.
Leaning back. Yeah, they had a worse picture of her.
Oh my God.
Come on, guys,
They
let's
did.
fix the opening.
Let's give her a
something
worse
terrible.
glamour shot.
Yeah, come on. She's just like,
Or headshot. Sorry.
I'm so bored here on Earth. My hands are gone. Where are my hands at? Drew,
They really have disappeared
where have
into
her
the
hands
blue
gone?
screen. She was wearing blue gloves. They disappeared.
What was that?
I'm just happy that Oh no, that thing is
Ninja.
so ugly. Yeah, but it's just Godzilla that they like put human eyes on. He's brown too. This Godzilla figure has been painted poop brown. Let's see it again. It's going to show it again.
Drew, is that your shade of poop? That's my question.
Some.
Not to get crass. Whoa. What is this guy?
General Sushi's just growing his hair out a little bit.
Why is everybody's hair different?
Because they upped the budget a little bit. They got a new hair person on set.
She's just, I'm walking through the green screen forest.
I use more hairspray. That's my secret.
Let me walk through this green screen forest.
They
my
did
gosh.
the lighting correctly. Well, they just filtered it. Oh, Joe, that's hideous.
Nightmare. That's a nightmare.
It really is. Have you seen?
It's
there's
she's
no.
looking through the.
My gosh, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Ever. I'm not into using hyperbole. What is that? I have to.
What was this whole episode? She's just like walking through a forest, sees Minya again.
No, that was not Minya.
Or whatever that.
That was Son of Godzilla.
It was the son of Godzilla. I assume it's Minya, and his eyes are the scariest things I've ever seen.
So, okay, we're gonna go to episode.
Torema and Junior starting 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm guessing that Torema is the name of, we've named her Michelle, but that's probably her actual name.
No, her name's Michelle.
The appearance of the son of Godzilla in this, again, poop brown. They just took
with googly eyes.
But these googly eyes don't
Scariest
fit.
googly
They don't
eyes you can find.
fit on the figure, Joe.
Wow, they really just got bad pictures of those actors.
Those
What
googly
happened to
eyes are
their
hilarious.
original,
Yeah, in the first 3 stories, because I think we're on story 4 now, the headshots were fine that they used to introduce the characters.
They were fine. They were video, too. And now they went to stills, and they're lame.
It kind of like zoomed it. Oh, that's the ugliest thing. It's we've made fun of Minya before. The Minya that shows
This
up
is
in the
a
series.
worse Minya.
Yeah. Can you get a worse Minya? Apparently you can. We made fun of Minya for being a stunted, like a prematurely birthed out thing. This thing looks way worse.
Okay.
I can't believe that somebody from Toho was like, we're okay with this. That's fine.
Man, she is.
You know what?
Nuts.
Also, she's so pretty. We're talking about Zoe, of course.
She is very pretty.
Yeah. A very pretty Japanese
Godzilla's
woman.
sitting on a round thing. Oh, Minya.
Son of Godzilla.
Oh.
Because it looks the same until you see the face. Oh, that's not too bad of a shot, honestly.
It's like they carved out his eye sockets and put
exactly.
in new eyes
That were way too large.
that would just fill the whole socket. It's disgusting looking. Oh!
I could take so many screenshots.
You should tweet that crap.
I just don't feel like subjecting anybody to this. It's horrific.
Dude, it is terrible.
To describe the face of this figure, it is Godzilla's face, but as Joe stated, they carved out the eyeballs and then they placed in these actual googly eyes, like that you'd slap on things to make it silly, but they're the giant googly eyes, or maybe they're regular size because these aren't large figures, and they're way too big for the head. way too big.
So she talked to Minya, and then Godzilla came up and took Minya home.
Oh, its eyes are so horrific.
It's disgusting.
It's Ty, the company TY that makes Beanie Babies. That's their strategy now. You go into any toy place. I work in retail, and the people that made Beanie Babies now made these figures. It's still the same company, so it'll have the little Ty heart logo on it. The eyes to these animals are like saucers. They're hugely disproportionate to the... Anyway, it's a child's stuffed animal.
Kidnapping Junior.
But the eyes are huge, and they're sparkly.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
And that's the eyes that we get on this Godzilla figure. You know what? I would not be
disgusting.
I would not be friendly like Michelle is being towards the son of Godzilla.
Oh my
exactly. God. Horrified, screaming. Exactly. Running away.
Kill it.
Kill it with fire. She needs to pull out the bazooka that she...
They changed the thing again. They were like, oh yeah, those are crappy. Let's do another crappy one.
Why do they need new
Why
headshots?
They keep changing it.
The headshots that are introducing our characters in the 30-second intro at the beginning look bad. Look real bad.
Oh man, there's not really anything on the guys that were behind this.
But really, nothing's happened so far in the story. She's just befriending the hideous son of Godzilla,
Takahiko Masuda. Once again,
it's a pretty chill episode thus far.
Yeah, pretty chill writing as well. His next one that has a picture on it.
I'm guessing
Innocent Venus from 2006.
I was about to call it, Joe. Son of Godzilla is being captured by Zoe.
Godzilla is being captured by Zoe.
I was about to say that some harm is about to come to Son of Godzilla.
Net. Oh, hey,
that was actually impressive.
They had like a dust effect.
Yeah, and like a pretty articulate Megalon. You know, Megalon, of course, I don't believe ever showed up past the Showa era. Man, if he made it into Final Wars, that's just a miracle for Megalon. But the Megalon we're seeing, the figure that they're using to fight all these other monsters, is the Megalon from Godzilla vs. Megalon. Apparently there's another island. I don't know. Megalon just flew. What? Zoe is in the base with General Sushi.
Oh, she phased in.
Is she... Okay, is there another set of bad guys and Zoe isn't aware of them?
I don't think so.
I think so. Because Zoe is now becoming allies with General Sushi. I like how she's even being like
she's
super
got a thing with like making her bangs swish back and forth whenever she... Yeah, no, it's just
she was
her.
a hologram. She was a hologram and she was coaxing General Sushi.
No, I don't... I think she's just able to like... I think she just has the power to teleport herself, because how did she come down and have the sword fight?
No, you're right. But General Sushi unfazed by her presence.
Back in story 1.
I think that General Sushi's acting's getting pretty good. He I don't know. He
changes his hairstyle, all of a sudden he's better.
Seemingly. Maybe he took some
nothing
courses.
happened in that episode.
Well, if we had been able to hear what they said, I'm assuming that she gave him like an ultimatum. I've captured Godzilla's son. I don't know what she'd want. What does she... Does she not want to just take over Earth?
What does the character want?
Yeah, we've got to figure out a motivation.
Need?
Junior rescue operation. I wonder what's going to happen in this short. 3, 2, 1. So little
Junior's
happens.
going to rescue someone.
In story 2 and story 4 that are comprised of so many shorts, nearly a dozen, nothing happens in each individual short. Like, they could have made it less shorts and just picked up the pace of the story.
And more longs, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But they had a 3-minute... they had a 3-minute
cap, yeah.
Area that they had to fill, I guess. Oh, boy.
That is my mission for our next episode of this. Bonus Godzilla Island commentaries. I want to find out in what format these shorts aired.
I want to see if the guy, Shun Mizutani, the director, had a career. I'm going to find out.
Oh, this is the director? Is that also the writer? Or...
No, the writer was someone else. The writer was Takahiko Masuda.
I love how so far you've not been able to find... When you look up specifically Godzilla Island and the people who worked on the series, we can find these names. When you look up the names specifically, no credit has been given as to their working on Godzilla Island because nobody wants to be credited for this or nobody on...
This guy's got directing credits, but there's stuff they're just in Japanese, so I don't know what they are. Hinagari.
Wow, trying to look up
Denetsu?
foreign stuff on IMDb is
He's,
sometimes a nightmare.
It looks like he directed a couple movies in the 90s.
Okay. Wow, it's like
But
a
there's
little...
no information on them, so they might be direct-to-video kind of stuff.
You know what a lobster cage looks like? Because that's what it looks like. They've put the Son of Godzilla action figure in. Man, I really am just having so much fun with sometimes when they have... It's just an action figure, and there's like a piece of the set in front of the hand that's holding up the action figure. Think Muppets. Think how you articulate a Muppet, and there's always a piece of the set where the lower half of the Muppet, the actual, puppeteer, is working, and it hides them. Okay, that lower half of the set that is still in the shot is where the hand is like moving the figure back and forth. That's supposed to be walking.
Drew, you're ruining it for me.
I love it. It's so bad. So bad it's good.
Drew,
In
we
fact,
could make this thing.
We could easy because
I bet
it's a
we
string.
would do it better too.
I don't know. Some of the
Did
camera
you
works.
know that my short film won Best Cinematography at the Utah Film Award? You know what wouldn't win Best Cinematography at the Utah Film Award?
Any contest ever. Wow, Joe. All that happened in this short, that didn't even feel like 3 minutes. Michelle came down, picked up Son of Godzilla, who was in a lobster cage. She dropped some sort of a smoke grenade that incapacitated Megalon, who was guarding the cage. Yep, that was it.
Return, Junior. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. What was really strange about that, Joe, although the string was attached to the lobster cage that was attached to Michelle's little orange ship, in the shot of Michelle, she appeared to be like pulling on a rope. Was she lifting the cage?
In like a telekinetic way?
Possibly. I hope
she
it's
must have been, but
telekinetic.
she's like, I got to work with an actual rope. I have to sell it to myself that I'm actually picking up this cage.
It's called method acting.
Method. Yeah, a method mind powers. I don't get it, dude. It's really
I was
weird.
meaning her acting.
Oh, no, that's not method acting.
Why? Why? Okay, who was the person that spray painted that Godzilla
What is going
figure?
on, Drew?
See,
I don't get it.
I think she's pulling up with all of her might on the lever that's like controlling her spaceship. I love how...
Do we know what the name of the spaceship is?
No. Oh, the name of her little orange spacecraft? Zippy. Sure.
Zippy. We already got a Zoe, man. We're gonna
true.
Get screwed up.
Too many Z's.
It's X station.
We got X. We're going to have to confuse that with the...
Zillions.
No, with the X...
Planet X.
No, the name of the thing in Godzilla 84,
It's Atragon
85.
2.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disgrace Atragon by... Man, if she had been piloting Atragon, I would actually be really impressed. I would think that was cool. Man, that Rodan figure is cool. They haven't shown off a Rodan figure like that.
Well, they got a whole set there. They got the camera swinging through it.
Man, General Sushi really working for his paycheck. That man acting like he's viewing on his monitor
Hey, we
the
are.
rescue of Junior.
Can we be
Batra.
in agreement that is the ugliest spaceship ever?
Yeah.
Oh!
Like I told you, Joe, the paint job on it, horrible. There's zero detail on it.
It's awful.
Just
It's like a pink bug.
it's really bright orange, so yeah, I could see how you'd mistake it for pink, yeah. Just spray painted. Just like they took this Son of Godzilla figure and spray painted it brown. What I'm impressed by on some of these sets, certainly very miniature sets, is the foliage, Joe. Like the foliage on Godzilla Island in some shots. It's not bad. Okay.
We're running out of things to talk about if you're going to talk about the foliage here.
The
Okay, so that is...
Batra intercepted the rescue of Son of Godzilla. He zoomed past Zoe's spacecraft with his, as of yet to be unnamed, spacecraft, and clipped the line that was towing Son of Godzilla through the air and grabbed the cage and took it back to whatever island they were on. Impenetrable Fortress. 3, 2, 1. So Batra and Megalon working together.
Yeah, they're bad guys.
Yeah, they're
Jiro
bad
Dan
monsters.
is the actor who plays the General Sushi.
Please forgive us if you're offended by that.
Although it seems
I should have said that earlier because you would have already
seems like his
listening.
title is G-Guard Commander.
In this series.
G-Guard Commander.
Okay, that makes sense because on the front of his console that he's constantly sitting at, when they pull the camera out, it has a G that's red and another stylized G that's white, and it's so GG, G-Guard.
Good game,
That's
dude.
it. G-Guard, short for Godzilla Guard.
But his real name is General Sushi.
But he's the G-Guard commander.
Dude, he's in a ton of Ultraman.
Really?
A ton of Ultraman.
Like I said, I'm enjoying his
acting.
acting.
He plays a character named Hideki Go / Ultraman Jack.
Michelle, thus far, in spite of what she's been given to work with in this series, has played it straight. Michelle, I have to give her like really props for playing this material pretty straight-faced, not hamming it up. General Sushi is about 70-30, 70% ham and 30%, pretty serious looking. Zoe is full-blown. You ever see Troll 2?
No, I never did see that.
Okay, well...
That's a Utah movie, too.
Yeah.
It's got the chick from Singles Ward in it playing a little girl.
Okay. I've seen Singles Ward, but I couldn't pick her out, so maybe she just grew up, looked a little different. What I'm saying is...
No, she looks exactly the same. You'll see Singles Ward, and then you look at Troll 2, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that is the same chick.
Well,
I cannot believe.
The comparison being in Troll 2...
Not that I've seen it. I saw the movie. I saw the documentary about it.
Basically, it's much more likely for listeners of this podcast, thank you for listening, by the way, to have watched Troll 2 rather than Godzilla Island. The level of acting that the witch gives, the witch who, of course, turns the they're eating him, and they're going to eat me. Oh, my God. That guy. She turns him into a plant, that witch lady. Her level of theater acting, because you just straight up transplant her from a local theatrical troupe play into being filmed, and that level of acting doesn't translate very well. That's the acting we're getting from this woman, Zoe.
Oh, boy.
Totally over the top. I didn't pay attention because that short was so quick. I'm guessing what happened? That Megalon and Batra are guarding Godzilla Jr.
There's an impenetrable force.
Yeah, so of course.
Okay, the next one is called the Regrettable White Flag. If the DVD will let us select it, just keep going, dude. Just keep going until don't go backwards. Keep going forwards, man. It's like it's got a weird programming glitch where it'll like eventually just come around to it. Are you seriously? What are you doing?
Go for it, Joe.
What are you doing, man? What is this crap? It's all... So you were just going down.
This is the most frustrating thing
I had it for a second. Where did it go? What is this crap?
Okay, these menus are...
You gotta just describe what's going on to our audience.
All right. In order
it's like
to
effing
access...
with me, man. It's like...
It's screwing with your mind, man. We need to get to the next short, which is called... I can't stop laughing. A Regrettable White Flag. This whole
BS.
experience is regrettable. Hey, Joe.
What is this stuff?
Let's skip it. Oh, we got it.
I got it. A Regrettable White Flag. Starting at 3, 2, 1, go.
Sometimes we can't select the short. It doesn't let you.
I'm sure that's not going to be the first time, like the last time that'll happen.
There's two ways of scrolling through this menu. This menu isn't straight up and down to select the shorts. It's on a slant, so you can either go to the left, like we have a D-pad here on my Xbox controller. You can either click left or right to go up or down because it's on a slant, or you can go up or down to go up and down. Sometimes, because you have both of those options, neither works to select the next short. That's what just occurred. Zoe, apparently, surprise, is behind this attack.
Connie Young is the name of the actress. That's her in Singles Ward.
Okay. All I remember from Singles Ward is them spiking the punch with Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's the only part Utah.
It's a good old Mormon movie. That was that's fun. Okay, Connie Young.
A Singles Ward, of course, being a ward, which is a group of people that go to church together, comprised entirely of single people. in order to
You gotta
mingle because you're single
You gotta be
and
younger
find your
than-
soulmate. Roll's younger than 30 or 35,
Gotta
something
be
like
younger
that.
than. I think it's 29.
Really? Okay, so the cutoff is 30 once you turn 30.
Okay, and then that's
And this is her in
that's her
Troll.
in Troll 2.
Yep, that totally is her.
Yep.
And Joe, that picture.
That was a weird
that
moment
girl,
I had when I
that
watched.
girl in Troll 2 has the creepiest lines given to her ever because the script was written and given to them verbatim by a man that barely spoke English. He was
missing
Italian.
Rodan, pull up Godzilla,
Sorry, just
lift
giving-
him up and fly him over.
Giving Troll 2 facts is so much more fascinating than watching Godzilla Island. There is a very good documentary on Troll 2 called like The Best Worst Film Ever Made, something like that, where the actual crew, the cast of Troll 2, like 2 decades later, if not longer than that, revisit their horrible good movie, and they actually get the director, who's Italian, to come back. Man, that guy is just as out of touch as he was when he made Troll 2, because he wrote this script not understanding English and forced them to read the script word for word when a lot of it is like the Google Translate type of mumbo jumbo. And this poor teenage girl that you just showed me was supposed to read it. Like, she had to give these lines word for word, and they make very little sense. And they're also pretty gross. It's creepy.
I'm still telling you, man, that I'm in a movie that's... Okay, so on this show, I said that All Monsters Attack was the worst movie
Mothra's
of all time.
Rush, 3, 2, 1. I'm giving up on Godzilla Island already. Go on.
I said that it was the worst movie of all time, All Monsters Attack. I forgot that I was in a movie as an extra.
Okay, I was about to say as an extra. Please clarify.
Called Start with Nothing. And it was the worst thing I've ever sat through the entirety of in my life.
So it was a film.
And it's not as fun as watching The Room. It is so bad.
Camera work, script, direction,
Everything.
acting.
Everything is terrible. Except for me in the background. I seem to be having a good time.
How did you get in on this?
A neighbor of mine directed it. She
Oh.
was like asked from like a producer friend of hers that she wrote the thing and wanted to pay for the whole thing. So
Wow.
and my neighbor who directed it just like said, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Do you have any idea what the budget was? Any idea?
You know, it's funny, when I was on set, it seemed like this big, really professional thing. Because I was on, I must have been, I think I was like 15 or something.
yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm going to be in a movie.
A movie.
And you know, like they had,
could become
wow,
famous.
they have a softbox and reflectors and a really professional looking camera.
All of that doesn't add up to the magic that's required to
Dude.
make a good movie. Is that what you're telling me?
Dude,
You might have the equipment, but you don't.
I
got
might
the
have to buy.
know-how.
I might have to buy this movie just to like have it.
And one
so
more
I
time,
could show people.
What is it called?
Start with Nothing.
And how did you view it? Because you showed me at one time on
It's-
like Amazon Prime, but you
It
needed like a
is
Star
now on
subscription.
Amazon.
But are you just able to watch Start with Nothing?
You gotta rent it on Amazon.
Oh, you have to rent it. Okay.
yeah, or buy it on Amazon.
Start
digitally.
with Nothing.
I don't think it's available.
Are you
for free
saying
anywhere.
that your career in film as an extra started
as an extra
with nothing?
Actually, I'm not. I'm credited, so I'm
I
not.
like how you got that joke before
I'm not
I got even
technically an
close
extra.
to the punchline. Okay.
I'm not technically an extra. I'm a football player.
Do you want to know the funniest? We have a mutual friend, Dano. He's a Native American fellow, just my favorite. He's such a good guy. Okay, as a child, Joe, Dano was an extra on an Indian reservation.
Nothing
because his
happened in that
family,
thing. Monsters were flying around, and Lady was.
I think we can basically
Zoe was doing a monologue.
we can basically wait till the last short and then give you
Okay.
the synopsis because nothing's happening in these lame shorts. It's like flashing monsters, and
Heaven and Earth, starting at 3, 2, 1.
I think the last short was called Mothra's Rush. Mothra rushed to help Michelle and General Sushi save Son of Godzilla.
Okay,
And
go
if
ahead.
Son of Godzilla wasn't brain dead enough to not have gotten kidnapped in the first place. Stupid Son of Godzilla. Kick you in the... All right. Dano, as a child,
Dano was an extra,
child extra, was paid like a good amount of money as a child. I think it was like, a couple tens of dollars, could have been 100, just being an extra.
There's minimums you have to pay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, I don't know, he was probably in elementary school, he's telling me about this. He's all, yeah, we were in the background of like when in this series as a child, I remember my mother loved watching the series Touched by an Angel.
Touched by an Angel.
Yep.
He was in. Okay.
Because there was an episode where they were on a Native American reservation, and of course, Dano's Native American. Never lived on a reservation, but they just needed extras to be in the background shots of this
He's
city
reserved
scene.
to the basement that he lives in forever.
Yeah. And anyway,
that's his own reservation.
He spent that money on like Pokemon cards.
What would you spend it on? I mean, come on.
You're like in elementary school back in the 90s. That's what was the hot stuff.
All of my professors in film school, because I mean it's Utah, so there's like certain productions coming to town, and everybody works on them. Right now, it's Yellowstone by Taylor Sheridan is filming.
Okay,
a show called Yellowstone. But yeah, it was touched by an Angel. All of my film professors had worked in some capacity on Touched by an Angel.
Was a lot of that shot in Utah, or
the show was shot. It's a shot in Utah. Yeah.
Being a child and my mother watching that show, I was never aware of that.
Utah film. Here's what we're famous for. We got a couple good movies on our belt. We got The Searchers, and we got 127 Hours, which is more recent. And then
Mothra just took out Megalon, and that was so cute. He like touched him, and he fell over because, of course, Mothra has drill hands. Go on.
And then we got TV show wise, we got Grizzly Adams.
Okay,
that was a Utah show.
Didn't he barely pass away?
Which, by the way, my professor directed many episodes of that show.
The actor though, Grizzly
Dennis
Adams.
Lisenby. Yeah, Grizzly Adams died.
He passed away. Okay.
Yeah.
Rip Grizzly.
And then we got
whatever your actor's name was.
And then we got
Mr. Grizzly. Wow, Destroya. Destroya just showed up.
Coming. Okay.
There
was a little bit of monster stuff in there.
That Mothra is the Mothra of the Heisei era.
Touched by an Angel.
Yeah.
Then we had one season of Blood and Oil. And then
never even heard of that.
And now
series.
we have Yellowstone, which will be coming out soon. Oh, and we have Westworld. Forgot about Westworld.
Oh, really?
That's being filmed.
Raise the victorious flag. 3, 2, 1. This is going to be the final short in the final story we're going through today.
There was a lot of calls for extras on that show, like on my Facebook groups and stuff. They were talking
Yellowstone.
I just said the name of the
Blood
show.
And Oil. You've went through like 6 series.
Westworld.
Okay. Oh, for
for
season 2?
Yeah.
So they're still out here.
Well, or whenever that was, a few months ago, they were asking for
I haven't watched Westworld, but what I've seen of
maybe like a year ago.
Pop culture osmosis, it appears to take place in a Utah landscape. So at least
it appears to be very good. So I'll have to see it someday. But
there was a really weird. I mean, I listen to a lot of Slash Film, the podcast that they pretty much entirely talk about new TV series and movies that are coming out. Weird movie news that's probably been debunked by now. The producers, so I guess HBO, of Westworld season 2, they had this thing where
that is Satan, right?
That's Destroya, Joe.
Destroya.
He looks satanic.
It is Destroya.
I've
when I think of Destroya, I think
of
the most
metal monster. He looks, satanic. He's red, lots of horns, spikes.
He's not metal. The more metal monster is the one made of space titanium.
He's got forgive me, this is a rated G podcast. He's got an anus on his chest. He's got a
I'm just
what it is.
I'm just gonna let us sit with that phrase.
But that's what he's got on his chest, and you guys know it, and you've seen it, and you know that's what it is.
He's got an anus on his chest.
Everybody's
got an anus, right?
The West Baton, right smack dab in the middle of your chest, pretty large.
Wait,
there.
You don't?
Joe, you're an alien. I love that.
What was that?
They're fighting. The articulation on Mothra, not bad. Wings flapping. And I'm talking about these action figures because, wow, we're getting a full fight scene. Destroya came out of nowhere.
What's a dust? Destroya got zapped by something and is now blown up. Okay.
A down satellite just destroyed.
That was fast. They're like,
Destroya.
Got 260 something episodes. I guess we need to.
The Godzilla guard flag being raised because once again Godzilla is guarded.
He just
safe.
sat there.
He did nothing. General Sushi has done nothing. They wrapped these up so quickly. Okay, Westworld Season 2, the news was they were going to somehow put together like a film that they were going to show, like a short video to show to critics, and they were going to reveal every spoiler to Westworld Season 2 just to critics. That was their plan.
What would be the point of that?
Exactly. Exactly. It seems very stupid.
Show, and if people are going to write about it, they're going to write about it. Who cares?
And basically, people were complaining, at least /film cast.
Okay, that was story number 4. What time you got to be done?
We got 20 minutes, so we better wrap this up.
Okay, so that's it.
It seemed as if they if they actually do that, Westworld Season 2, they're misreading the audience because I guess the fun of Westworld Season 1 was guessing what was going to happen, the twists and turns that the series would take. But those people who were guessing it, the critics that have podcasts and write blogs and yada yada YouTube series, they would know already, so they would have nothing to speculate on.
I love talking about shows that neither of us have watched.
Me too, Joe.
Let's talk about Troll 2 a little bit more.
Kind of like when we're watching Godzilla Island and neither of us know anything about it.
That's right, dude.
All right.
Okay,
that's Godzilla Island. We're going to record Godzilla 1985.
Thank you guys for the support on Patreon, which is what's giving you this little bonus series, this 8-part, as far as I know, bonus series.
I have a figure next to me that looks better or as good as the figures we're seeing in this series. All right. We're going to be giving away, not in our next commentary, Godzilla 85, of course, with Raymond Burr, but rather we're going to give it away in a NECA Godzilla 1985 figure, our Godzilla vs. Biollante commentary. People who give us iTunes reviews, I noticed a spike in reviews. I appreciate it. People haven't written reviews, however.
You mean ratings? You've noticed
ratings going up, but all we've said is give us reviews, please.
Got a couple.
Yeah, we've gotten a few.
We've said them on the show.
But suddenly we got like 5 ratings, you're right. So but it still says reviews. Basically, there's nothing to read, so we have nobody to accredit a chance to win the figure. You got to write something. You got to write like 2 words. And if they're
just 2 words,
if they're the best words we've ever received, the most beautiful written short sentence, which 2 words, still not a sentence. Possibly you can make one.
2 words, Drew. Inclusivity writer.
I don't get it.
Okay. Someone at home will get that.
But yeah, in order to be eligible for it, you got to write us our review, not just give us a rating. And those help us out very much. We appreciate it. Also, since we did not give away DVDs to our Patreon people this month.
Oh, did we not?
We were thinking we'd be able to squeeze in this Godzilla 80. No, Joe, we're going to do it on the commentary. We'll just do what we did last.
And I give away 2.
Yeah, we're going to give away 2 DVDs to our Patreon listeners. That's if you give us $2 or more. That's all we ask. Anything helps, and that's how we've gotten to. We hope you enjoy the continued adventures of the Godzilla podcast and Godzilla Island.
Totally have a new one. Totally have a new review. We'll do it on that commentary, though.
Great.
Thanks, Hex182.
Awesome, and that's a long one. I haven't read it yet. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Hex.
We'll see you guys next time.
And we'll be giving out 2 DVDs and reading some reviews. Keep it G.